Have you considered adding custom nutrition to your practice? Well, today we're going to be talking about using epigenetic testing to create a customized one-a-day nutritional powder that your patients can actually test from the comfort of their own home. Now, unlike most of these custom nutritional powders that you may be familiar with, patients can test and retest themselves and track their progress. This is a must-listen episode if you do nutrition in your practice. Roll the intro. Hi, this is Dr. Ross Carter with the Medical Influencers podcast and the Regenerative Warrior podcast. And today our special guest is Dr. G, we'll go by, right? Welcome to the show today, Dr. G.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Today I wanted to focus on something related to our practice, which is kind of ignored a lot of times, is nutrition. You know, many of the doctors, especially ones I talk to, are focused on what's the symptom and how can I, go after eliminating or minimizing that symptom. But a lot of us don't look at nutritional things that could be causing a lot of the health problems, especially now with this pandemic. The importance of the strength of our immune system is everything, right? And we found that people who are dying from this, the coronavirus, are people that have challenges with their immune system. And that's dictated mostly by what they eat nutrition-wise. Wouldn't you agree with me on that, Dr. G?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about, now, instead of just telling somebody to go take some multivitamin and just go to look in GNC or, just order a bunch of stuff from, the VitaCost or whatever,
Sure.
Which you never know what you're getting. Because, when when I used to go into the nutrition stores, I would typically just, I want a little extra energy. And then there's a section that says energy section, right? And then there's the energy drinks. And then you go to, I want antioxidants. And then there's the antioxidant section. But, that's not a very effective strategy because you don't know what you really need. And as a provider, it can be a challenge as well. Because, just based on their symptoms, you're not necessarily going to know they're low on vitamin D or they need some of these specific antioxidants, right? So what would you say is the best way for, say, a medical provider to start adding nutrition to their practice? How does that work?
Oh, you bet. Well, the first thing I think is important is to realize that we can treat symptoms. Either if you're a medical doctor, you can utilize drugs and medication, but we could also treat symptoms using natural substances through nutrition or through supplementation. However, if all we're doing is eliminating the symptom and not getting to the root cause of the problem, regardless of which direction we choose, we're not necessarily accomplishing what we really want to accomplish, which is a healthier client or a healthier patient. So that kind of needs to be the first, kind of the underlying premise is, do I want to, or am I trying to get to the underlying cause for this person? It would just be like giving them anything, whether it's a drug or a supplement, to lower their cholesterol, and never encourage them or teach them about healthy eating to also lower their cholesterol, or if they're 30 pounds overweight and they never exercise and things like that. So we have to want to help them get to the root cause without a doubt. But one of the things that I have found that I absolutely love from a nutrition perspective, as far as a supplement is concerned, is a product called Optimate from the company called Regenerate. And one of the things that piqued my interest, I've been doing this for 30 years, and what I've been looking for all these years, I finally found in this Regenerate company, and it's customized nutrition based on your epigenetics that can be done with a very simple but advanced urine test that the patient can do at home. And then you get this incredible report, and you get to monitor what's actually going on inside their body regardless of their good or bad symptoms. And that doesn't only encourage you as their doctor to really know where to dig and where to find these underlying issues, but I believe something I've seen with our clients is it really helps us it's a real motivator for them. It's kind of like if someone gets blood work and they see their cholesterol is high, it's a little more motivating than the fact that they may not have any symptoms and their cholesterol is high. Where this really explains how if you don't have these certain things going on in your body nutrient-wise, it actually shuts off these biochemical pathways. And not that the patient or client needs to know all the details, but just the fact that they understand that there is a pathway that they're not going down now because of this missed supplementation. It is amazing how eye-opening that is. And even from a doctor's perspective, sometimes we forget what we learned in biochemistry on how intricate all of this is. And this one product really solves a multitude of problems, and it does so in such an individualized way for the patient.
So the testing now, I go to all these conferences, and there's all kind of different. I've seen some custom nutrition products out there, and many of them deal with DNA tests, where they do like a little swab, and then they'll customize the nutrition. Now that sounds pretty interesting, but I think there's some challenges with that. Do you agree? Do you see challenges with just doing a DNA test?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a ton of challenges because you're just looking at one thing and you're looking at something that doesn't necessarily change. And if there's one thing I think all of us know by working with clients is not only is each person different, but also everything does the same things don't work for everyone. So whether it's a diet recommendation or a supplement recommendation, one person will get amazing success and the next person doesn't. Yet it's still a valid recommendation. But the underlying question and the frustration, I think, as a doctor is, why did this work for this person but not that person? And how can I still help them if I'm recommending a good thing, but it's not impacting them properly?
And not only that, but I mean, we're going to change over time. I mean, I'm not the same guy I was when I was 10.
Absolutely. We will change. And ideally, if we're doing things in a healthy way, we'll change in a positive direction and need different supplementation. And if we're not changing our lifestyle, we're also going to change, even though it's the wrong direction, we're still changing. And we still need a different type of supplementation to keep our bodies from getting worse, or ideally, we just want to maximize the function of the body in the first place.
Yeah. So when I was at a conference recently, I went up to one of the these custom nutrition with the DNA, and I asked him, I said, well, if I take your product, how do we know I'm improving? I mean, what's the follow-up test? And they said, there is no follow-up test. And then it didn't make sense to me because I was like, well, if I'm taking this, then my body is going to be okay in this area. So what about other things that, what there's going to be changes. You're going to have different expressions of my genetics is going to change the expression. So now what do I need to do? And they had no answer. They just said, just take this for the rest of your life. And I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, so you just say, here's the supplement you got to take forever and ever. And then it never changes. That didn't fit right with me. I didn't understand it, but that's right. I see a lot of the custom nutrition areas doing, but this is something different now, right?
Yeah, it's very unique. And as much as it doesn't make sense to the doctors, it doesn't even make sense to the clients to think they need the same exact supplements forever. And of course, as doctors, we know the body is changing. It's constantly changing. Ideally, it's changing in, like I said, by for them adopting the strategies that we're trying to teach them as doctors. We want their bodies to improve, and we want to be able to continue fueling them properly. So It actually, I've noticed it increases the longevity of a practice member as far as them sticking with you and them sticking with the program, because they actually see a method to this, that it's customized, that it's not something they can get in another at a GNC and stuff like that, because it's not unusual that when you're looking at regenerative medicine or functional medicine, you might recommend, probiotics, and you're recommending vitamin D, and you're recommending omega-3s. And we know the supplements we can get as physicians is a much better quality and all of that.
Right.
But a lot of times they'll go to, they'll be in Walgreens or Walmart or wherever, and they're like, hey, I can get that probiotic for half the price.
Right.
I know it's not the same thing, but they don't care. They don't grasp that concept.
Right.
And then before you know it, they're off doing their own thing, and they're not continually getting your advice. They're just they're taking up poor supplements, probably not getting the results they would have been getting. And then
they stop.
Yeah.
And then all that information is just out the door, and they never utilize it, and they go, it didn't work for me or whatever. Right.
Right. And that's the frustrating thing. That gives them the permission to say, hey, I tried that doctor and it didn't work, when they really didn't try that doctor because they didn't follow the recommendations like we wanted them to.
Right.
But it gives them the ability to say that, which is not what we want out there for them either, or for our practices.
Sorry for the interruption. Do you want an easy way to add custom nutrition to your practice? If so, you deserve to check this out. Go to drrosscarter.com and fill out a form to learn more. That's drrosscarter.com. And there you'll be able to learn more about adding this epigenetic testing and custom nutrition to your practice. On with the show. And I've noticed people in practice, or, especially patients, they want to be told what to do. They don't want to have to guess. They don't want to have to think about it. They're like, it would be great if you added some, vitamin C and some D. And now I got to go think, what product do I buy?
Sure.
That doesn't work for, I say, a normal patient, because they go, do this every day, and then we'll test you, and then we'll change it when we need to. Is that pretty much right?
Absolutely. And that's what they love about it. It's the simplicity of it. And it's not simple, but it's simplicity in the sense that because of the advanced testing and the advanced science, it makes it easy on our end as the doctor, and certainly easier on their end, because all they do is take one scoop and they drink it, or they sprinkle it on their food, or whatever they want to do with it. But they consume one scoop during the day, and that's it. They don't need all the supplements, and it takes so many of the excuses out of the way. Because I hear about, I can't swallow pills, or there's too many of them, I don't remember. And all you have to do is again, just one scoop whenever you want to during the day. I do it either first thing in the morning or midday, depending on the day. My wife sprinkles it on her eggs in the morning, and she does it that way. I drink it straight in water, and either way it works great. But
now the way the test is done, it's not a blood test, so they don't have to come into the office, which is a great thing. You can give this to the patient to do at home in privacy. It's not a blood test, and it's not a DNA test. It's a urine test, right?
Right, absolutely. It's a urine test. So technically, you can have the test gets sent to them. They could do that at home. You get the report. You can have them have access to the report electronically.
Right.
You can do a virtual report with them, with with explaining to them what the report says.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get the supplement mailed to their house. So all of this can be done virtually. So now you can utilize this with seeing patients anywhere. Doesn't have to be localized where they have to come to your office directly.
Because they can order it right off the website and get it sent directly to them, so they don't actually have to come in. So this is kind of like telemedicine, really.
It is telemedicine or telehealth. And, I think this pandemic kind of advanced and accelerated all of that rather quickly. But
I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a very
good like this kind of concept, not always going to a doctor's office and waiting for 3 hours.
Right. Oh, I know. I mean, in the time they drive to and from your office, you can have the visit done.
Yeah.
And you're giving them so much quality and content because the report's amazing. And then again, the supplement gets shipped right to their house. They don't have to go buy anything at the store or even come to your office to get stuff. I ran out of supplements. Can I come in and, any of that stuff? It comes every month, and it makes it a no-brainer.
So a doctor basically could put this on their website. The patients from anywhere in the world, doesn't even have to be local, can order it from their website. The thing is shipped from the company directly to the patient. The patient does a urine test. They send that in to the company, and the doctor gets a report, and then they can talk with them, and then they get a custom nutrition based on that report that's sent to them every single month.
Yep.
And then the doctor can review it as needed if they, want to talk to to the patient and say, okay, let's see how you're doing. And they can do follow-ups and things like that. You could schedule those.
Yep.
As well online. You don't actually have to have them come in, because if, you can just do a little, Zoom chat or whatever. Everybody's getting used to that now.
Yes, they are.
And then, but it's not the rest of their life. They take the same product. They can do a retake, every 3 to 6 months.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the part I like about it. And that's what keeps them engaged in their health journey and in their nutrition, is they see that we're retesting. They can see what's changed and what's improved from the last test to this test. And it's also more motivating to help them with other areas of their lifestyle. So maybe they will start exercising more when they see that the test is actually improving, or just the fact that they realize that what they do, whether it's getting more rest or hydrating better or exercising better, or of course taking the supplement, when they see the improvements on the tests, and of course they'll feel the difference too, but seeing it on a test is really encouraging for them to know that they're doing something to improve their health, not just for feeling better today, but ensuring that they're moving in a healthy direction. So 5 years from now, they're actually healthier, not sicker, even though they're 5 years older.
It sounds like a really easy way to add a good revenue stream in a practice without having to do a whole lot of extra work or training.
It is. And what's nice about it, it's definitely a great revenue stream. And what's great is the quality of the product, and the company itself is just the highest levels of quality and integrity, which makes it even more enjoyable to do that. So it's truly a win for everybody, because you're offering such a great product, and you're coaching people that really, really need the guidance now more than ever to, what can I do? I know I need to do stuff. What can I do to improve my health, to ensure that I'm not one of those people in that category? Because it's not just immune compromised, as we talked about. It's anyone that has a comorbidity, whether it's, overweight, heart issues, all these other issues. Diabetes is one of the biggest ones. We know these are all changeable through lifestyle and proper nutrition.
Wow. Sounds like it sounds awesome. I mean, I love that. And, I hope a lot of the doctors are seeing that it's so important now to definitely engage in your client's nutrition. If you're not doing that in your practice, it is so critical that you do it, especially now with the immune system issues that are going on, and us being the sickest rich nation there is. And it's such an easy process to add. And that's really what makes this something, when you typically, as a provider, you want to add something new. Let's say you want to add peptides. Well, you got to go through training and understand what every peptide goes. This is so difficult, that thing. And I love that, that works for some people for certain things, but not everybody wants to go to a class for another year to learn about how to add a service. And this is something that's pretty much turnkey. And suddenly you now add nutrition, and you have custom nutrition, and you can get clients anywhere in the world.
Yes. I know.
And this isn't a multi-level marketing company as well. That you got to understand. This is not Amway or any of the other ones that, you have to get all this downline crap. This is direct to consumer nutrition, custom nutrition.
Yes. And that's the other nice thing, is it is only physicians can do it. So it's not that they hear about it from their neighbor, like with so many other nutrition companies. You have to have a knowledge of the body, as only physicians do, and the ability to coach and strategize with your patients, to truly help them on this journey, which again is another wonderful benefit of this company. They didn't have to go that way. They chose to go that way because that would be the best for the product, the best for the client, and the best for the company itself.
And I actually met with the owners of the company, and they're using organic. They're getting it from food, and they're using organic farms. So all the nutrition is not only just healthy, but it's organic, which, that's so important. So I really like the fact they're doing that.
Yes, I totally agree. And again, that farm has total control over every aspect of the journey. So they have total control over keeping the integrity of that process. And there's nothing synthetic in there. It's not any synthetic nutrition at all. It's all grown, and we're getting the best
In
quality.
USA.
Yes.
It's not from China or some other foreign country.
Very true, and very important as we're learning. We're not going to lose our supply.
But a lot of the nutrition now is blended somewhere else, not US based, and you never know what you're getting.
That is true, and I don't think many people really thought of that until this recent situation. That how important the fact that it is right here on American soil, and using American technology to support what we're trying to do for the patients of, like you said, we're the richest country, but we're certainly not the healthiest.
But not even close.
But we could be. We just need to learn and take some action.